Let's dive into the numbers right away. The median compensation for an urban or regional planner in the US is $79,000 per year. Only 1% of planners earn less than $40,000 and 11% earn more than $125,000 per year. Next, let's see if you can earn more in the public or private sector. Let's first look at salary by employer in the public sector. Joint city-county agencies pay the least, and the federal government pays the most by a decent margin. The average salary in the public sector is $76,000, more than $7,000 less than the average salary in the private sector. Here, things are as you might expect, with non-profits paying the least and law firms paying the most. Those law firms, known for maximizing billable hours, bring us to the next slide. The American Planners Association, who collected all this data in a survey of 8,000 of its member states, quote, "A large majority, 73% of planners never bill hourly for their professional planning services. But among those who do, the median planner reported an hourly rate of $122.50. The next graph tells us something rather obvious. Experience in the planning field is positively correlated with salary. The median planner earns a six-figure income after 25 to 29 years of experience. The typical male planner earns $9,100 more than the typical female planner, which the APA attributes, at least in part, to a difference in experience levels among the surveyed male and female members. Now, where do you think urban planners make the most money? In what might be a bit of a surprise, the average planner in suburban areas earns $5,000 more than the average planner in an urban area. However, the states where planners earn the most are the District of Columbia and California, both crossing the $100,000 mark for the median planner. Maryland, Washington State, Hawaii, New Jersey, Connecticut, Nevada, Virginia, and Oregon complete the top 10. This is the perfect time to bring in another data source, the US Bureau of Labor Statistics and its map showing the annual mean wage of urban and regional planners in 2023. This map mostly backs up the APA's numbers with the added surprise of pretty high annual wages in Illinois and North Dakota. The state with the highest concentration of open and filled positions for urban and regional planners is Hawaii. Planners are paid the most in the Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim metro area with a mean annual wage of $111,500. For comparison, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average salary for a full-time job in the US is $53,490 per year. The average salary for a full-time urban planner, according to the BLS, is about $30,000 higher and comes in at $85,940, which breaks down to an hourly wage of $41.32. Now, to many of you, the entry-level salaries might be more interesting and relevant than simply the average salaries. Here's what top job sites and the BLS list as the lower end of the salary range for urban planners. ZipRecruiter has listings starting as low as $44,000 and the BLS says the lower range of salaries is around $51,000. On the flip side, here is the higher end of the range, with the highest listing coming in at $116,000 via Monster. The BLS says the top 10% of urban and regional planners earn $126,000 or more per year. Now, if your goal is simply to become filthy rich, you should probably stay away from urban planning. But if you want to become a wealthy urban planner, here is the blueprint, extracted from all the previous data points. You should try to get a bachelor's and master's degree, which are especially valued in the public sector and often a prerequisite to even be considered for many positions. The top paying employers are the federal government on the public side and law firms on the private side. However, you can climb the career ladder everywhere and you will, on average, cross the six-figure salary mark after 27 years of experience. Consider moving to a state or metro area that pays especially well, but keep in mind that these places also tend to have the highest living expenses, rents, and home prices. According to the APA, planners in suburban areas earn slightly more than those in urban areas, at least on average. Keep studying your field and try to identify specializations or emerging niches that might give you an edge in the future. If you are up for the stress and uncertainty, you might want to start a specialized consulting or development firm. However, be aware that most of them fail, and many of those that survive fail to pay their owners a competitive salary. Save and invest your money along the way, and urban planning in a non-glamorous way can indeed provide financial security and maybe, down the line, even make you a millionaire. While salaries in the US are much higher than in all but 2 countries, those being Luxembourg and Iceland, you can probably still apply basic takeaways from the US data to your own country. On top of that, here are the average salaries of urban planners in US dollars compared to the average salaries of a couple of countries worldwide. Urban planners are paid the most in Switzerland, with an average annual salary of $108,000 compared to an average Swiss salary of almost $80,000. The lowest salary out of the countries that watch my channel the most is paid in Indonesia. Urban planners there receive an annual salary of $5,200, about $1,000 more than the average wage in Indonesia. In both Australia and Canada, planners are paid about $83,000 on average, around about $19,000 more than the average salary in those countries. Let's quickly go through the rest of the countries from highest to lowest. In Germany, planners make about $69,000. In the Netherlands, it's about $66,000. In France, it's a little more than $57,000. In the UK, it's around $55,500. In Japan, it's $44,400. In Poland, it's $33,000, going lower in increments of 1,000 right there. Finally, urban planners in India are paid about $5,700 per year on average. Please note that the data available is often spotty, so take all these numbers with a big grain of salt and use them only as the starting point for your own research. I'm not super happy with the data I found, so please take this with a big grain of salt, as I said. So if money is all you are after in your career, urban planning is not for you. However, with the right degrees, some years of experience and a good bit of luck, you can earn a great salary. And while the public sector pays a little less, it often does offer a level of stability and job security rarely found elsewhere. Most importantly, urban planning can be an exciting and rewarding career. Just be sure to gain real insights and work experience early on to make sure that your expectations match the realities of day-to-day work. Thank you to my Patreon supporters Diet Ikepine, Brian Simpson, Needs More Cowbell and Jakob Hediger. Finally, please subscribe and help me reach 34,000 subscribers.